Hey there, wellness family. Thank you for clicking on today's video, which is going to be all about how your gut health can be affecting your mental health. My name is Peter Gordon, and I'm a graduate student working towards what will be an eventual doctorate in clinical psychology. I'm also a life coach and a health and wellness coach. I make videos about mental health, physical fitness, wellness, and everything that will lead you to lead your most profound life. So let's get into the heart of today's topic. So if you're new to my channel, do me a small favor, be sure to hit that subscribe button and also that notification bell so you're notified each Thursday when I post a brand new video. And if you feel so inclined, feel free to share this video, like it, comment on it, all that good stuff. So your gut, how exactly can it be a trigger for mental illness like depression and anxiety and things of that nature? Well, you see, your gut has over 100 million nerve cells. And scientists often refer to the gut as a second brain. Essentially, what happens in the gut can affect the brain. There's like this direct pathway between how the brain communicates with the gut. So I'm going to show you how imbalances in the gut can affect how your brain functions. So in 2016, there was a study done which found a connection between gut malfunction and mental health. In effect, what it found was that when there was damage to the gut, the person was more at risk for things like depression. Now, when we say gut, we're referring to something called the microbiome. And the microbiome is like a thin film that runs the entire length of our digestive tract. And it comprises of trillions of microbiota. You know, good bacteria, bad bacteria, funguses, parasites, all that good stuff. They all coexist together to create the microbiome, which is responsible for 70% of our immune system. Now, when that microbiome gets damaged, right, for a number of reasons, which I'll get into later, when that gets damaged, it can trigger something called dysbiosis. And dysbiosis is basically an imbalance between good and bad bacteria. And when that happens, all hell can break loose in your digestive tract, and according to that study, it can turn around and affect the health of your brain. So here's the kicker. I believe that many of us right this very moment could be struggling with dysbiosis and don't even know it. Could be on a very severe level, could be on a very minor level. But what are the things that could be triggering dysbiosis? It can come in many forms. One way it can be triggered is because of stress. You see, when we're chronically stressed, we elevate a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is really important because it regulates energy, but in excess, it can damage things like our gut lining, right? So when we're stressed, the body overproduces cortisol. So chronic stress is one cause of, a potential cause of dysbiosis. Another one is antibiotic usage. If you're using a lot of antibiotics, say your doctor prescribes an antibiotic for an infection, well, that can trigger imbalances in your good and your bad bacteria, which then of course causes dysbiosis. Another one is eating crappy foods. If you're eating foods that are toxic, non-organic, those over time can damage the microbiome, which of course then causes dysbiosis. So how do we protect the health of our gut so that we prevent things like dysbiosis from occurring? Well, there are a couple of things you can do. One, reduce your stress levels. If you reduce your stress levels, you manage your cortisol levels. You manage your cortisol levels, you're protecting your microbiome, right? That goes without saying. Number two, eat cultured rich foods which are loaded with certain types of probiotics in them. These can help to keep your system populated with the right type of bacteria. Cultured rich foods can include things like yogurt, sauerkraut, things of that nature, or fermented drinks such as kombucha, or fermented foods like kimchi. Those are cultured rich foods. Number three, be sure to go organic and eat. And if you're a meat eater, eat free-range grass-fed meats, all right? Because those types of meats don't have issues like, don't contain potentially things like trace amounts of antibiotics in them, or types of hormones which can impact your gut health over time. Last but not least, if you've been prescribed an antibiotic, make sure that once you're done with the treatment, you start to load up on a very powerful strand of probiotic. The one that I use is called a Megaspore biotic. Again, you don't have to use that one, but do your research and find a probiotic that works really well, that you think works really well, and load upon it, while of course eating cultured rich foods. So I hope this all made sense to you, and I hope it gives you pause to really think about your body as a whole, not just to say, hey, if I'm going through a certain level of depression, let me just go take an antidepressant. Look at the big picture. Perhaps it started in your gut, right? So again, I hope it resonates with you. I hope you're able to use information over time. And quite frankly, you really should always protect your gut regardless of whether or not you're mentally fine. Your gut is an important thing because again, 70% of your immune system resides in your gut. Anyways, family, stay well.